Our next speaker is Canon Taussig, a biomedical science major from Sparta, Missouri. So everyone welcome Canon to the stage.
Hi guys. By a show of hands, how many of you have ever been sick before? Oh wow, so like all of you. Well, when I was in middle school, I was curious, why do we get sick? If germs are everywhere, why don't we get sick all the time? And in my research, mostly YouTube, starting with Taussig, it eventually progressed into medical journals and books. And what I found is that our bodies are protected by one of the most intricate and complex defense systems known to man, the immune system. But before I dive into the immune system, I want to preface it with the fact that if every reel I ever watched was replaced with a medical journal, I would still have no idea what is going on inside the human body. So I'm not an immunologist, but I have a precedence in loving the subject, and I have read the research of experts in the field. But now to describe the immune system. There are two major facets. And the first is the innate immune system, which you are born with, and there's the adaptive immune system, which progresses and adapts as you live. It's pretty complicated, so I'm just going to focus on the innate immune system in today's speech. And there's four major players within that system. The first of which are called cytokines. These small proteins are like messengers that are sent back and forth between cells like letters. The next group is that of macrophages. These are kind of like the tanks / janitors of the immune system. And then my third group are neutrophils. They're kind of there for a good time, not a long time. And my fourth group that I'd like to talk to you guys about is called the complement system. This stealthy assassin that kind of lurks over and takes out pathogens. But moving forward into our first group, that of cytokines, as you get in a cut, the wound causes an abrasion in which bacteria and other microbes can enter into your flesh. And what we see is that instantly your cells start releasing these little messages, cytokines, that communicate between the other cells, causing the immune cells to come rushing to the scene of the accident. What we see from Demur 2022 is that cytokines shape the entire immune response with how they interact and organize the presence of certain cells at the scene of the accident. We also see from Karabova and colleagues 2025 that they're described as orchestrators of the entire immune process. So with that in mind, let's move into our next group, that of macrophages. So cytokines have been released, and macrophages heed the call. They come rushing in, and these sophisticated creatures are covered with arms, and they're able to rip bacteria to shreds and swallow them whole. They pick up debris. They're even able to digest dead or fallen immune cells. So we see that there's a dual purpose, as described in the Funk and Wagnall's New World Encyclopedia 2018, in which they're described as both warriors and janitors, or the cleanup crew. Moving into our third group, we see neutrophils. Neutrophils are kind of like Superman, in that they fly in and maybe destroy a couple buildings, but ultimately they take out the bad guy. And so they see a higher goal of eliminating the enemy rather than saving all of the surroundings around them. They can spew their own DNA as a form of toxic rope that can catch these pathogens. It's quite fascinating. What we see, from Gabrilowicz 2013 is that they're actually only in the bloodstream for 4 to 10 hours. So they're really just there to do their job, and then that's it. Moving forward to our fourth and final grouping, that of the complement system. I'd like to have a little social experiment. I'm going to say a particular couple words and just want you to do the first thing that comes to mind. So when I say 6, 7, what? Yes. So the complement system is quite fascinating, and similar to that situation we just had, it requires an initial response, something that triggers the response of the complement system. And so as a pathogen enters the blood, they're covered in antigens, which are kind of like the ID on the different microbes within your body. And so it reads these, and it provides a certain response, just as those numbers necessitate a certain movement with them. And so we see the complement system wraps around these pathogens and creates what would be kind of like a grouping of Legos that gradually block on top of each other until they construct a system that starts ripping holes into the invading pathogens. It's really remarkable. According to Leon and colleagues in 2025, there are 3 primary tools that the complement system uses. The first of which are called anaphylatoxins. And these toxins cause inflammation, which recruits immune cells to the site of the abrasion or infection. The next tool are called opsonins. And what these do is they mark each pathogen so that they can be detected by all the other immune cells. And the third one is the membrane attack complex. And this is where the hole punching happens and they rip them apart. Ultimately, what we can see through these different processes of the immune system is that we have an incredibly complex and intricate system designed to protect us from all the diseases that this world can throw at us. That's why we're not sick 24/7 or die from a single bacterium. We are equipped with the ability to survive in a world that would normally be more dangerous than we could ever know. And so, if you're to take one thing away from this speech, it's that you are provided with the defense from all these diseases that this world can throw at you. And you're never fully left alone. Thank you.